But no, for the most part, they are looking for insurance, right? When even the TTC leads, they're filling out a form, and they, at some point in time, they wanted to look at some information for final expense life insurance, right? So if you find a way to pivot the conversation from, hey, I've had it in the past, I just want to make sure it fits my budget, to, well, that's awesome. I'm glad you've had some coverage in the past. How come you had it in the past? What happened? Right? What made you get life insurance? Figure out their why, and then you want to be as empathetic as possible. A sale is just empathy. How much pain can you feel? How do you exploit that pain, right? But feel it with them, and then turn that pain, and you're the solution to their problem at that point. You're going to become the solution. And all they need to know is, A, is their family worth it? B, can they buy it? Right? Is it easy? And C, is it easy for them? And that's where you guys come in. Digital BGA has all the processes. We're going to make it super simple for you. Matter of fact, I'm going to lay out exactly what's going to happen so that you can at least obtain this coverage in writing, right? And it's going to be so easy. And I love using words like that on my calls. This is super simple, right? I like to paint a picture. I'm going to explain to you exactly how the process works. And then if you have any questions, feel free to hop in at any time. Like just, stuff like that. It's all about conviction, guys. It's all about, if you don't believe in the product, then why are you even selling? No, I'm not saying it's about you, but even for me, like if I don't believe in the product, I can't sell. I can't sell it. I'm sorry. I can't get behind it because my conviction needs to be stronger than their excuses. And that's all an objection is.
Hey, Noah, are you doing the max offer every time?
No. Sometimes I do I start at the bottom and work up, and during the conversation, I'm trying to, understand what their comfort range is in terms of a monthly payment.
So when you're going over what they're looking to get, right? A lot of times they're going to tell you, well, I want 35 or I want 50,000, whatever. And I always make a joke there, like, hey, Noah, if I could get you $1 million for $30, I would do it, right? But how about this? Do you prefer a traditional burial or cremation if you had a choice, right? And like, I feel like a lot of times they say cremation, but even if they say traditional burial, just give them the price and just be like, I'm going to keep that in mind as I go over budget or over quotes. Do you have a budget in mind for what you want to spend? And a lot of times they don't say anything, but if they've ever had coverage before and you found out how much they were paying for it, something like that, just give you a clue. Like if they had an $80 policy and they got rid of it, it's because they can't afford $80. That's going to tell you everything you need to know right there, right? When you do pricing, always go top down, always. And the reason for that is because people remember what they hear last better, right? Even if they're writing it down. And you always want to get better as you're quoting, as you're going down. That's why you do top down.
And which one do they normally take, Ash?
They usually take the medium or lower one.
Yeah.
But I mean, depending on the client, like I do present the max offer sometimes, but not all the time. And if they're telling you they canceled a policy that was $100, they're not going to take a $250 policy. It depends on age too, right? Like if they're really old, it's going to cost too much. So start at 10, do 10, 7, 5, and 5,000, right?
Well, I have to admit that I have not been probing about this.
Yeah, and that might be why you're losing people in pricing.
Get a little more information.
Yeah, get that information up front. It's going to help you a lot. And you can kind of set them up for that pricing too, if you have that information. And then when you start going into quotes, I'm going to say like, Noah, hey, I know you would choose a cremation if you would like to. And most of my clients that choose a cremation do anywhere between 5 to 10,000. I'm going to start at 12,500 just so you can see a range. So don't hang up on me, okay? And then they crack up, and then I give them the first quote. And then I'll do 10,000. I'm like, we're getting better, right? And they'll always say yes. And then, okay, let's drop down to 7,500. How do you feel about that? And then you, once they pick it, then you add on accidental death every time. Like I'll tell clients, like, even if we have to come down on the face amount, I need you to have accidental death, because if you die in a car accident, it doubles your face amount, right? So, but do accidental death only after they've chosen a quote.
So let's start, because this is all great information too. And if you guys are having trouble with the same thing, kind of losing clients in the pricing, let's make it to where we can role play this tomorrow. So Ashley, how do you go into your quotes? Like, you're feeling the client out. Obviously, this is going to be using our active listening skills. Yeah, I had a policy in the past, $100, it lapsed, right? So we're actively knowing we're not going to max offer them. And so what's your next question kind of at that point? Would you prefer to have a traditional casket, funeral, or cremation? Is that right?
Yeah, Anthony. So then I will ask budget. Do you have a budget in mind for what you want to spend?
Okay.
If I'm hearing you correctly, $100 was too much, right? Yeah. Okay. So let me find something that fits you, because honestly, insurance is supposed to buy peace of mind. And I do not want you worrying every month if you can afford this. And quite honestly, $5,000 worth in coverage is better than nothing. Like, I know you want that 10,000. I'll make sure I look for that. But let's
And then
get you something that you can afford.
you jump into health questions after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then do you want to role play with me real quick? The quote,
Okay.
any amount, you can make it up. Doesn't
All right.
matter.
So Anthony.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry to interrupt the video. I just really needed to reach out to somebody who needs to hear this today. If you guys are selling life insurance, maybe you're doing door to door, you're looking to get on the phones and you just don't know where to start. You just don't know what objections might come up or challenges you might face. And you're looking to get around the right people who have faced those same challenges that you guys are currently looking at and not too sure how to get over. Guys, you need to join the Morning Huddle. Every single day we role play, we overcome objections in real time, and then we're hopping off of the phone. Not only that, but you're gonna get access to a whole community of agents who are selling 10, 20, 30, $60,000 a month in annual premium selling final expense over the phone. Guys, tap into the Morning Huddle, please. We need you in the group. Let's go.
Do you have a pen and paper?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and write down my name and number. This is your cell phone number, right? I'm going to send you my name and number too, so you have that. All right, so the company that we're going to be talking about today is Mutual of Omaha. Have you heard of them?
Yes, I love Mutual of Omaha. Yep.
Good, perfect. Mutual of Omaha was actually founded in 1909, and they're headquartered in Nebraska. And they have an A+ rating with AM Best. Now, just so you know, what AM Best does is they just measure the financial stability of an insurance carrier. So an A+ rating is an excellent or stable rating. And we're going to start with 12,500, okay? I know
Sure.
this is a little bit more than you're actually looking for, but just bear with me because I want you to see a range of quotes. I don't want to just give you one quote, right?
Okay.
So 12,500 is going to be $125.
Okay.
$10,000 is going to be 110.
110.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's getting better, right?
Yep.
All right. 7,500 is going to be $85 a month. Out of those three, Anthony, which one's the best so far? And then I literally put my mic, so I stopped talking. You got to let them think.
Yeah, good point. Probably the 85. It looks good, but I like the 10,000 too. I'm not too
Okay.
sure.
All right. So let's look at that 85. Mutual of Omaha has something called accidental death. So let me get my calculator because I'm not good at math anymore. For an extra $4, which would make your total $89. If you were to pass away in a car accident, any kind of accidental death, that's going to double your benefit to $15,000.
Perfect. So yeah, great job. Great job. I do want to point out a couple of things, right, for everybody on the call that may have missed just some minor details. Before she gives quotes, pen and paper, right? Super important. At least making sure that they have that available, right? Then another thing that you guys might have missed there, kind of like the 85, but I'm looking at 10,000 too. She didn't look to upsell the 10,000, right? She just automatically assumed, oh, you 85, yeah, I know what's in your budget. I know you want 10, but I'm gonna add that accidentals to give you 14,000, right? Or 15, whatever 7.5 is, right? So yeah, great job kind of seeing exactly where they're at, but it's more like active listening and then her giving that person a little bit of time to think so that they can commit to that price. Right. So yeah, I love it. We'll role play some of that tomorrow too, Noah.
Especially if it's a carrier that they don't know of, like if they don't know Great Western. I mean, I have an intro for all the carriers. explain what that AM Best rating is, and like make sure they understand. Like Great Western's been around since 1929, and they're headquartered in Des Moines. Like they like this information if they haven't heard of the carrier. So the pricing, when they balk at pricing, it might not necessarily be because of pricing. It might be because they've never heard of Wellaby, right? And you lost them before and you just didn't realize. So make sure they know about the carrier before you go into pricing. And it doesn't have to be much. I mean, each carrier, I just say when they were founded, where they're headquartered, and their AM Best rating, and explain what that AM Best rating is.
Yeah, 100%. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Cool. Anybody else have anything they're challenging them right now, kind of struggling with, maybe on the phones, off the phones? Nothing.
I listened to a guy talking about selling. He said that you should never use the word.
I adopted a formula.